Sometimes people won't tell you that they're unhappy when you're a CEO because you're the boss, and they won't just come to you up front and say, hey, I have these problems, and if we don't solve them, then I can't do my job. I think one of the things you need to train a lot as a CEO is observe your team and your people and notice things that they're not telling you and try to address them before they become a big issue.
Being a co-founder is amazing. It's new to me. This is the first startup I've ever worked in, and in comparison to any other job I've ever had, it's so incredibly rewarding and challenging. It's so amazing to actually build a company that is your baby in a certain extent, and it's so unlike any other job I've ever had.
As a non-technical founder, it's really important, for the sake of being able to talk eloquently about your product, to be tech literate. So that means to understand the whole full suite of languages that people code in, to understand specifically why you've made the technical choices you have with your team and also as a company, because also investors are going to expect you to be able to talk about those types of things. But I think that it's the kind of thing that you learn as time goes by, and I think it's not a reason not to start a tech company. I feel really strongly about this. I mean, I studied literature at university. Like I love words, I love ideas. I never would have thought I'd be running a company that sort of has technology at its core. But it's like an amazing field, and just because you don't speak the language initially does not mean, first of all, that you can't learn how to do so, and it is not an excuse not to enter the field anyway.
It's been fantastic to share that journey with my co-founder, Al. And one of the reasons why we work so well, and you don't often hear this talked about, but we always try and keep a sense of humour. You know, there have been some real challenging times and some amazing times together, and I think the ability to laugh about stuff afterwards, you know, regardless if we disagree or not, has been so good for us, and it's made the journey, you know, really memorable, but so much easier that we can just have a laugh about stuff.
Being a founder or a founding CEO is very tough. You have to think of everything and you have to cover every base, stuff that doesn't come naturally to you. And so being around other CEOs, being around other founders who are going through the same problem, but then having a sort of grandfather figure that Seedcamp is to help guide you and make sure that you don't trip up on some of the more obvious hurdles was really powerful.
It's got to be fun. If it's not fun, if you don't enjoy it, don't bother doing it.